Yeah, people, once again, another episode of the Boiler Room. Numbers going up, guests going up, you know what I mean? Taxes going up, but we can get it down. But yo, I want to welcome everybody to another episode of the Boiler Room. You don't know, people. Ain't gonna be that easy. Boiler Room gonna be made cheap and hot, though, and sweet. Ain't that right, Mr. Green?
Not cheap.
Not
Affordable.
cheap. Affordable. I mean, up in there by 2%.
The only thing,
the only thing
we're upping is the conversation.
Well, yeah, and tonight we can go
And
a
the
good one.
realness. It can be hot tonight.
And then you're gonna be a sweet one.
Yeah, man.
Enough Rastaman in the house here.
I
We
feel-
are
I
Rastafari,
feel
Rastafari strong
outnumbered.
out here.
I'm glad I'm coming here.
We are done with Mr. Ball over here, though.
But he ain't come here neither.
He ain't come here neither. In a long time, but a real thing. Yeah, people.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Boiler Room.
Yeah,
It's a real, it's a real
yeah.
pleasure.
Rastafari.
It's a real pleasure to announce these two gentlemen here because these are two men who ain't about a lot of long talk. They're about action. But they've agreed to come to the Boiler Room and talk about the action that they've been taking for at least 2 school terms now. And even before that, because for the last 2 school terms, they have been providing free breakfast for school children in the Pine area. I got that correct?
Yeah.
And even before that, they have been providing classes and support for the youth through an organization called the Barbados Youth Action Program, B.Y.A.P for short. We ain't just here yapping. Real talk with Lumumba Emmanuel and Emmanuel
Yes,
Barilla
that's great.
in the Boiler Room. What's going on?
Enough respect
Thank you for coming
to
on.
each and every one. Haile Selassie the first, Empress with 0 minute, one perfect balance.
Tell us a little bit about, first, we can start with the Barbados Youth Action Program, what that is, and we'll move on from there.
Well, the Barbados Youth Action Program is what it says is an action program. So we just don't talk because of our life experiences and the things we went through overseas. You know, we kind of came back here and seen basically the same things happening that was over there in Brooklyn and other places. So we kind of felt like we had to jump on it, and we would we could at least warn the people of what basically is supposed to be coming.
You have some insight as to what is coming based on where you have come from?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, for those that live in Brooklyn, Far you know what you're talking
It's
about.
true.
You know, it's not an easy place.
It's true.
And for we went through the whole system, the whole prison system and everything, and from that, basically, we kind of learned that it's not about destroying your community. You understand what I'm saying? It's sad that it took us to go in there to realize that, but we realized that, listen, when you do get out, you got to do something to, you can't correct what was already damaged, but you could make sure that you don't create any more damage, right? So that's where, when we came back, we started the Barbados Youth Action Program, and we went into schools. We went to different Caribbean islands. We went into all the prisons in the different Caribbean islands. We kind of see the same ills that's befalling the youth here in Barbados. We see it going all through the Caribbean. So we said there's something, we gotta do something, just can't talk. So we come up with the idea that there's a lot of youths that when they go to school, they kind of label them as bullies. And they, when you label them as bullies, it's like you put them in a slot and you forget about them. But what they sometimes, from us being in the schools ourselves, going in there, we realize that a lot of youths hungry. A lot of youths will come up to us and tell us they want something to eat, or they haven't eaten, they ain't eating they ain't eating 2 days or whatever. So we said, well, look, we got to do something. You know what I mean? So that's when we came up with the idea, the vision. Big up to the B.Y.A.P family. All the people involved, that they kind of they seen our vision and seen what we were saying, and everybody came on board and said, okay, we're gonna start a breakfast program. You know what I mean? And that's that's part of the many aspects of what B.Y.A.P is actually doing and trying to contribute.
So, not just but there's not just like feed the children program. What else is B.A.P involving overall? Than just the feeding of the youths. And what society this y'all doing in what society?
This is up in the
We up in the Pine. Big up to the Pine family too.
For sure.
For real.
The whole Pine family.
Real thing.
Yeah.
I don't make me totally forget what you say, because you always hear the stories of the Pine. You get the Pine around where you will get Pine. But this is something that coming out of the Pine that you don't hear about. I don't like people know of B.A.P, but what you all gentlemen doing in the Pine, the action that you all doing in the Pine, you don't hear that. That's why I always say, you just got to promote your society as a person. Where I come from in Nelson Street, they got youths out there that doing positive things. You don't hear that. But let something bad happen.
True.
Yo, man, that bound to happen in Nelson Street. But they ain't gonna say the action that you all doing up there with the B.A.P family, that's supposed to happen.
Why the Pine?
You want to answer it or?
Well, the Pine, actually, we started the program there too with the evening classes in the center, community center.
She's do evening classes as well too.
Yeah, this is on Friday. This is on Fridays,
Yeah.
usually from about 6 to about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And a lot of youths would come by the windows and bang on it and, you know, make a lot of noise in the hallway and stuff. So at first, I guess the folks felt there was a disturbance. So we invited them to the class. And the interesting thing is they started come on their own. And now they actually go and do presentations. They come back and present different topics on like respect or discipline. And they have changed. I mean, in such a short space of time. Even people ask us, yeah, we all do them jobs because them boys be real hard as about the place. The Pine is a lot of love, man. The Pine has a lot of possibilities. It's just a positive place. It's just a matter of bringing that to the front. You know, so.
And then it cause you know my brother LRG.
Yeah,
the
big up to
dog,
LRG.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And things like that from what I say, so like you always do music as well. With B.A.P as well.
Well, what we
involved
did,
in the music.
we kind of Armageddon. Enough respect to Armageddon.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, about this too.
Yeah. What we do, we try to bring. We go into the communities, and we started actually in the Pine up on academics. We stared doing a Conscious Wednesday.
Like Jerry Down is split.
Jerry Down would come up,
yeah.
And you know that actually was the springboard,
right?
You know, to people being aware of what we trying to do in the community. You know, conscious music. We in about the gun business and all this. You know what I mean? You come and we say, well, there got to be another aspect to the music, not just the music and people coming in and dancing, but there got to be something else. Cause you know, then people got to go back to their homes. They still got rent to pay. They still got, you know, children there. So we saying, well, what else we could do, you know, after the music? And as I said, the whole breakfast program developed from there.
So you have the classes, you have the breakfast program, and then the conscious session.
We also doing agriculture.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also into agriculture. We have our own line of products, B.A.P line of products.
Big up the star.
Big up the Star Products. Glendine Graves, she's been very helpful. You know, a businesswoman in Barbados who actually brought us on board. You know.
I met Glendine.
And, she kind of seen our vision, and she said, well, look, you know, we you know, there's always an economical part to anything. You know what I mean? You just can't be talking. There gotta be economics.
That was Glendine's. Was what she brought to the program.
Well, she brought the economic. She actually gave us the avenue to make money, or to start making money.
Because she has her own manufacturing business, right?
Right.
So y'all produce a line of products through her factory.
Through her factory. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So this is a business person really stepping up and giving back to society.
For sure.
In a major way.
In a major way, for real. Of course. Not only that, but she also employs youths from B.A.P.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they're the ones that actually, a few of them work.
So the B.A.P organization, you see to me, is a bigger organization than just the name. Is a lot more to it behind it. It's a bigger body as far as you can see. And just like, you know what I mean, you're looking at it, you might say, oh yeah, B.A.P. But then when you say B.A.P, you gotta be like, but B.A.P is do this, and B.A.P is do this, and B.A.P was involved in this, and the people that behind B.A.P making sure and making positive moves out there, and not just for one community, but overall a lot of communities around Barbados. And to me, like when you say about the party, That remind me, I don't know if you ever hear about in Jamaica, that's something called one order. Whereas like you can come out with the guns now and people say, yo, put down your guns, this part ain't about no guns now, nothing like that. So that tend to like push me back in that direction. But in the future now, whereas like the feeding program, we find that you could get it branch off the other communities as well.
But that's the vision.
Well, we already have folks calling asking us how can we get to them, you know, in terms of they have a need in their area or their schools and they would like us to get involved. And we also say, well, tell you what, let us know how many students you're looking at, how many youths you're looking at. And we can just work out the case where we provide the bikes.
Right.
So we'll bag it up and everything that's delivered. So again, there's different avenues. And the idea is to have it spread throughout the entire nation.
You know, given the way the country going, it seems as though that's going to become more and more necessary.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at each other.
Yeah, I mean, there's something that we saw. And this is why we try to stay clear of politics. Because, you know, we understand that this thing is much bigger than just politics. You understand what I mean?
Politics is made up from the people
themselves.
Yeah,
right.
True,
you know,
so
the people is the one that have the power.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the people is the one that governs.
Right.
But, you know, when you've been brought up in a society...
Or supposed to govern.
Or supposed to govern. But when you've been brought up in a society where it actually, the roles flip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As a person, what you supposed to be actually doing, you don't be doing it.
The servant becomes the boss, and the boss becomes the servant.
Yeah.
And so this is where, you know, you see it, you know, and you realize that, listen, it don't make no sense to keep yakking and talking and which party right or which party wrong and whoever it is. What can you do?
Right.
What can we do? What can we get together and do? Because they're going to do what they got to do. We got to do what we got to do. Because at the end of the day, it's children, it's families, it's lives, it's
and
real
lives. And
they're
getting better over that, and they just deteriorate worse and worse and worse.
All we doing is busy fighting over who is right and who is wrong, but at the meantime, children suffering.
It's true. And then children suffering, a nation will perish.
Exactly, women. We got a lot of women out there now that's going through it. So I think that we, as especially I hear you talking earlier, Farai, about, you know, when you go overseas and how your vision, you know, because Barbados is kind of keep your
real
vision.
Small,
yeah. But you know, and so those of us who had the opportunity to have gone out and seen life in a different way, when we come back, we have that responsibility to contribute. True. You know what I mean? In whichever way you can. I mean, you know, as you said, we not looking for highlights. We're not looking for the lights and this is the people that are doing that.
Right.
And we're not looking for that. We just want to do the work, and whoever wants to get involved in it, they get involved in it, and we just keep doing it. But if you're going about this looking for CBC or looking for
to
this
come
person
down by you with a
to come
camera,
with the camera
because that is bringing a lot of things that you don't want to, because then people is come. Because that's what I always say, you know, when I always say, what do you think people, one time my brother tell me, a Jamaican brother tell me, what do you think people got two hands? One is to give and one is to take. And chances are, right, the one that's take is take more than the one that's give.
That's right.
And it was like, so you trying to tell me you stack more from me, you give to me? The man said, no, you got to overlook everything. You got not just look at one single thing, you got to always look at everything. Because sometimes these people is come, we gonna work with B.I.A.P. But in the end, the long run, one is the organizer, one is the root. Because these people come after the plant has been grown. One is the root. So one can be able to see exactly what they want to do and if they try to take away anything from what already building. And a lot of them is come and want to take away a lot more than they're giving.
You've had interest like that? Because we had a guest earlier on in the season.
Yeah, for real.
Who spoke
and he also got an organization.
Who has an organization. He spoke about how, you know, some people came to assist. And when he checked the assistance that was being offered, it was really a coup. Take over.
Well, let me say this, right?
Real thing, brother.
Being trained in America, because that's what he said. We got trained. Being trained in America, what this little bullshit they doing here, it don't really faze us. You understand what I mean? We done past that. So
it's true.
The little
it's a different
games
G that we got.
That's what he's saying. So the little games that they coming with, we already see that. We see that from far. So they don't even come around me.
Right.
That's what he's saying. And that's how we like it.
I think that is random and all because like, you know what?
Don't even try.
Yeah, like
It don't
I think
make
that's
sense.
why I guess that way I don't know come from me too, you know, because like, you know what? If you go wrong,
It don't make no sense.
you know he can detect what we really coming with, and then you know he go a blog so he can put people on blast. So you know it's better off just left you alone, let he do what he doing. You
And
understand?
that-
I say
and
that.
that-
And it's
that's
better
where-
for both of me because
sure.
that way you can get put on blast and me can get to keep my peace of mind. You know what I mean? I just
True.
get with what dealing with me.
True. So
you know what I mean?
we're not looking for we try to empower the whole vision of that thing, you know, of that whole breakfast program. What we want to do is we want to empower the people and let the people know that you could feed the children.
Right.
You ain't got to wait on a minister or whoever. You could feed the children. You got so we doing it by being their example and showing them. Well, listen, you know, because once you start something, what I realized, people would sit and watch.
Yeah.
They would sit and watch, and like they tell us before when we first went up in there, yo, you know that ain't gonna last. Ain't nothing that come up.
You ever raised any heard like the ghetto, there's all this stuff, that shit you try to do something? Man, look, it is like this before, big man, and it like this here for years, and then can change, so we might as well left it the way it is.
Yeah.
But you make that difference to take that stand and say, look, you know what? Nah, it ain't gonna be like that here, big man. If two of we start, let's two of we start. And that man can come along and he be like, yeah, wanna want a hand? Another man come, man can't get him a hand, man, when I man down there like me coming. And next thing you find yourself, you got a whole team.
And,
And
if you
that's
look-
what it is.
for
You
sure.
make the first jump in.
And if you're looking to get into this for fame, well, this is the wrong place.
Wrong place.
If you're looking to it to get rich, this is the
The
wrong,
wrong
place.
place.
You
Reality.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's more pain than anything. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
But the rewards, though.
But the rewards in the long run, you see the rewards in the youth. Where we see our rewards at
Every
Yeah.
morning.
is youths
Every
that
morning.
come through every morning religiously and thank us, and parents that come through, because we don't ask no parent if they're BLP or DLP.
And a
You understand
party,
what I'm saying?
nothing.
Listen, we impartial into anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whoever youths want to eat, they could eat.
Yeah.
And this is what we tell both parties too. We ain't supporting one over the other.
Yeah.
If you see the work that we doing and you like the work that we doing, whether you is
Get
DLP
involved.
or BLP, get involved.
Right.
You
I
understand
know,
what I'm saying?
I don't bring the political thing behind when I call, you know, this drag that behind them, like, yes, well, you know, I want to go.
Have they been getting
You gotta
involved?
get the thing.
Right, but
But
no.
like my mom said, they
but
getting involved.
I said-
Have they been getting involved?
But aside from just a few little meetings that we
Couple of visits.
a couple of visits, as I said, they kind of know me from Facebook. A lot of them, they know my mentality. They know how I think. So they usually don't approach me or approach us like that. But as I said, it's not that we are unapproachable. But if you come, don't come with no bullshit, man.
Right.
Come
Direct.
and say, well, listen, I want to help the youths.
That's it.
You understand what I mean? If
Yeah,
you want
that's
help,
it.
because we got people working in B.A.P that we don't ask them what party they belong to. That don't matter.
Right.
As long as your interest is the youths, that's what we dealing with.
Right.
And that's what we tell everybody that get involved in. We ain't into religion. We ain't saying that you can't be this because you ain't Rasta or because you ain't this. As long as you got the interest of the youths, get involved. Because this thing getting serious, and it's going to get serious, more serious than we think it is.
Because I always say, brother, I tell people, no, a lot of people now looking at the 15, like from this, in teens, in terms of teens, they're looking from 19 to 15. Me, I just look at the ones that is 5
That's right.
up
That's
to
right.
11. Them
That's
is the
right.
ones we got to worry about, because them is the ones that I see in the yard. You know, like, not to draw a comparison. You ever see when a 4 chickens, they got a certain set that's coming that be rough. Let me see, like the bigger ones. And then you see the other little ones. You'll see some of the same little ones that no born running up at the bigger chickens like, yo, I ain't fighting for you. Like, yo, I don't care what you do. I'm coming at you. And that's what a lot of these little youngsters doing. And a lot of the people ain't realizing it. Like, for instance, we got an education minister that more interested in putting a fucking phone, as I said last night, by my blog, in schools, than really dealing with problems at schools. You got
Issues in
problems at,
schools.
yeah, and you got a school called Mamiya that had a problem now, and none of these people can get this problem figured out. This school had a problem now with some smell that was affecting the children and the teachers.
He
People
said,
can't
he
get that
said it was
figured out.
sabotage.
He said it was a tree. He said it was they say it was a septic tank. They probably say it was somebody that poop. Who the fuck can believe this shit when you ain't doing nothing about the problem?
Yeah.
Start saying is this, is that, and fix the problem. Get somebody down here that can fix the environmentalist from outside. Because if you seem to got be a damn environmentalist, the people that is dealing with the environment and don't know what it is, get somebody from outside then.
But you know, I can't talk with the environmentalists because one thing that everybody who's worked in government, not everybody who's working in government, a lot of people who work in government tell me a lot of the times, especially with certain ministers, is that they don't listen. They feel they know everything. So somebody done tell them what, but they got their own ideas and their own agenda to fulfill. And I sure you all have experienced that as well in your line of work.
Well, I mean, so many times.
Many different
And
ways.
as I said, when you come already aware of certain things, like I know that what the people that we see is not the people running Barbados. I know the people that we voted for is not the people running Barbados.
It's true.
I know they are workers for the people that run in Barbados.
Yeah.
So they're up front, so we see them and we think that, oh, they got the power. But them I mean, they ain't the ones running this thing.
You ever watch my picture?
This thing being run from England, Canada, and America. You understand what I'm saying?
You watch my picture and you will really see what politics really like.
Okay.
When you watch him, you don't ever see Jim Henson. You'll see Jim Henson on my pics. You'll see Kermit the Frog and all of them, but you don't ever see the boy got his hand up their ass and making the move.
Okay.
The real things.
Okay. So once you, like I said, once you understand the whole nature of this thing, you understand that we here in Barbados, we born here and we see what's going on. We went out and we see different and we came back and we could see that there's people coming in and taking the country. We also see that there's people that supposed to be running the country, selling out the country.
Man, remember, you got people vexed now, man, because I know that somebody watching this telling themselves, Barbados is an independent nation. We are a prime minister. We have a government that we've elected to look out for our interests. So you mean they don't run the country? We really trying to tell people at all, or?
First of all, there's a difference between, and I always tell people, liberty and freedom. That's why they call it the Statue of Liberty, and they don't call it the Statue of Freedom. Because I could give you the liberty to enter into my house, but you don't have the freedom
to get in my fridge.
To what exactly, right?
I like, but me say 245. But me say 245.
So we got liberty, but we don't have freedom. You understand what and freedom comes through independence.
Yeah.
Truly, when you independent, you free. But so we understand that we know that this country or no Caribbean, not only Barbados, but we are a neo-colony. We are a neo-colony. We went from colonization to neo-colony, being a neo-colony, colony where it ain't the white people now during colonization that you seeing directly running the show. What they were smart enough to do was put somebody that looked like us in that position, but they're still doing their job.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Just
So
Right.
So the same process goes on and on. So we understand that. I get back to the thing about we got to focus more on what we got to do, because don't care what you think or feel or about the system, or you hate it or you don't like it. You understand what I mean? It is going to remain there until we do what we have to do to change things.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.